Hi, I'm Pete from Digital Surfer, and in this video what we're going to talk about is the topic of how can I rank for multiple locations. So you can rank two ways in multiple locations. The first is your Google business listing, and as you can see on the screen there now, I'm showing you a screenshot of our Brisbane-based Google business listing and our Gold Coast-based Google business listing. Now be very clear on this point. A Google business listing from a geographical spread point of view has its limitations. It can only reach so far in terms of geography. Hence why we have a Google business listing on the Gold Coast where our business is and in Brisbane where we spend half of our week as well. So the best way to be ranking in multiple locations from a Google business listing point of view is to actually have a Google business listing in multiple locations. That can be done. It's another tale in itself, something I'm more than happy to explain to you later. A multi-location strategy is bigger than what it might first seem. What you need to keep in mind is that other businesses who you're competing with in other geographical areas, a certain distance away from where you're located, they may already have good rankings in that geographical area. So they've already got the head start on you is what I'm trying to highlight. So keep in mind this strategy is onerous and it's a little bit longer term than getting rankings in your close to home or close to your business location area. To rank in multiple locations though, ranking your website and ranking your Google business listing are essential. The quickest way you're going to get rankings in multiple locations is to actually be combining the optimization of your website with the optimization of your Google business listing at the same time. And if you're fortunate enough like us to actually have multiple Google business listings, that will in fact happen quicker. Something I'm going to actually mention as well, I won't go too deeply into it, content. The key to ranking in multiple locations is content. You need a lot of content. That content needs to be keyword rich and it needs to be location rich. So if you're in Sydney and you're in the heart of the city, but you also want to be ranking in the western suburbs, say Parramatta for example, you need to have a page on your website completely devoted to Parramatta and or use of the words Sydney's western suburbs, something to that extent. Now I can't tell you, don't take that verbatim that they're the exact words or they're the exact locations you need to use. We would need to do our research and then we'd be able to more accurately tell you what location, i.e. Parramatta, western suburbs, etc. So don't take that too literally. I'm just trying to show you as a concept that if you're based in the city of Sydney, but you want to be ranking in the west of Sydney, being Parramatta, or even on the south side, the strategy is going to be the same. You are going to need to add pages to your website which are keyword optimized and they're optimized for that geographical area that you want to be found in. Something else I'm going to share with you right now, which is a huge part of multi-location strategy, is URL optimization. Now, this in itself is very complex and it's not something that I actually encourage you to go and try and do yourself. But what I'm going to do is give you an example of it. So if you actually go to the Digital Surfer website, click on the About Us page. First thing you'll see is a picture of myself and then you'll see some writing about our company. What I want you to look at though is not so much that. I want you to put your eyes up to the top of the page and look at the URL structure. So instead of it saying digitalsurfer.com.au/about us, what you'll find is it says digitalsurfer.com.au/SEO company. That's an example of URL optimization. You can also do URL optimization with locations, and we recommend you do that too, and we do that too. But that is getting very, very complex, and I don't want to dive too deeply into that. So continuing on from that, the multi-location strategy, who is it best suited to? So I'm putting a couple of examples there for you to look at of businesses who I think are most suitable to the multi-location strategy. So if you have people on the staff on the road that are traveling, leaving the immediate or close proximity of your business, it would be suitable. Businesses that are in fact mobile, businesses that are in fact going out locations to meet people, or businesses where people are prepared to travel a distance to come to you. And when I say a distance, at a rough guess, I'm probably saying more than 20 to 30 kilometres that a person is prepared to get in the car, travel past your competitors to in fact get to your place because they want to deal with you because you're the best. Those are the businesses that I believe can get the greatest return from an ROI perspective on utilising, I should say, a multi-location strategy. So now I'm going to move on to some examples of which businesses are probably not so well suited for the multi-location strategy. They are businesses that have a very localised clientele base. Some examples of those would be gyms, cafes, restaurants. The reason I state those is simply because I'm imagining that their clientele are probably only within a 10 to 15 kilometre radius of the location of the gym or the cafe. Most people are not prepared to travel that far for those services that those businesses offer. Now, that's not a hard and fast thing, I know that. That can vary. I'm making a very big generalisation. I want to be very clear on that. The reason I'm using those as examples, though, is from our experience with some of our clients in the past, it was very difficult for them to get a solid return on investment if they were to engage us for the organic multi-location strategies, simply because their clientele are predominantly in a small geographical area. Another reason that you might not be able to get great return on investment if you're one of these businesses and you have a very localised product or service is if your product or service is at a relatively low price point. So there can be an exception to the rule here. You may be a local business. The majority of your clientele may come from a very close proximity to where you're located, but you've got an item that has a high price point. Therefore, multi-location might be suitable for you because you might want to be reaching out to your potential customers who are 100 or 200 kilometres away from where you are. So it's not a one-size-fits-all, but I am being a little bit general in nature. If you'd like some help determining whether a multi-location strategy is suitable for your business, please reach out to us at Digital Surfer. We'd love to help.